Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Elizabeth Doroba. Governor Josh Shapiro announced on Thursday that he will be pursuing legal action against the Trump administration. According to officials, the lawsuit is in regard to the $1.2 billion in federal funding frozen by the Trump administration. In a press release, Shapiro called the freezing of the funding unconstitutional, saying that the approval of the funding by Congress enters the federal government into a contract with the Commonwealth that promises to provide the funds. Despite multiple federal judges ordering the Trump administration to unfreeze the funding, officials say the funding remains inaccessible to Pennsylvania agencies. In particular, Shapiro said the freezing of funds has jeopardized initiatives in the state, such as reclaiming abandoned mine land, capping and plugging orphan wells, and lowering consumer costs. This is a developing story. Stay tuned on Wyln News for updates. One person is dead following a Monday morning house fire in Sugarloaf Township. According to officials, crews were dispatched to 51 Cabana Lane around 4:30 a.m. on Wednesday for a report of an explosion. Crews were alerted to the scene by a neighbor who heard two pops, saw the house on fire, and called 911. Emergency crews from Sugarloaf, Valley Regional, Nuremberg-Weston, Hazel Township, Nescopec Township, and Wapwallopin operated at the scene for about 5 hours. Officials say the body was recovered around noon. The identity of the victim has not yet been released. The investigation into the incident remains ongoing. A man from Wilkes-Barre has been charged with forgery and criminal theft after police say he attempted to cash a fake treasury check. According to police, Abdul Kafaba was arrested after officers were called to the UFCW Community Credit Union on Wyoming Avenue for a report of a fake U.S. Treasury check. Police said Kafaba was trying to deposit the fake check, worth over $7,000, into an account that was opened less than 1 month ago. According to the affidavit, Kafaba told officers the check had arrived in the mail without the check stub that normally accompanies all government checks. Kafaba has been charged with forgery and criminal theft in connection with the incident. A juvenile has been placed on house arrest in Wilkes-Barre Township after police say he assaulted an officer. According to police, the incident took place on Wednesday, February 12th on Hemlock Street. During the incident, the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Special Investigations Unit was conducting a surveillance operation when they spotted Joseph Yanochko and a juvenile male leaving a residence. According to officials, Yanochko was wanted on drug-related offenses and was taken into custody. Police say they then informed the juvenile that he was free to leave. Instead of complying, police say the juvenile physically engaged the officers and was arrested. The juvenile was later placed on house arrest and is being monitored by Luzerne County Juvenile Probation. Yanochko was transported to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility, where he is awaiting further processing. Coming up on Wyln News, state police in Wilkes-Barre investigate an 11-year-old cold case. Plus, registration is now open for Hazleton Little League baseball and softball. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's only nationally ranked hospital. We turn setbacks into comebacks one movement at a time. Learn more at lvhn.org/ortho or 833-LV-ORTHO.
My name is Jordan. Is tomorrow gonna be sunny?
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A $5,000 reward is being offered for information regarding a cold case from 11 years ago. Pennsylvania State Police in Wilkes-Barre are investigating the disappearance of Danielle Drozdowski in 2014. According to officials, Drozdowski was a confidential informant who was scheduled to testify before a grand jury in August of 2014. At the time of her disappearance, Drozdowski was living in the area of Cary Avenue and Susquehanna Street in Wilkes-Barre City. Drozdowski's family and friends report that they have not seen or heard from her since her last Facebook post on March 19, 2014. Anyone with information regarding the case is asked to contact State Police in Wilkes-Barre at 570-821-4110. A concert is being held in Wilkes-Barre on Sunday to benefit volunteers in medicine. The event will take place at the FM Kirby Center beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. The concert will feature performances by Haley Reinhart, Casey Abrams, and Justin Lee Schultz. Tickets are available for $49, $69, and $89 plus fees. Proceeds from the event will benefit Volunteers in Medicine, a nonprofit organization that provides comprehensive medical, dental, and behavioral health services to working, low-income families. Tickets can be purchased online at kirbycenter.org. Registration is now open for the Hazleton Little League Baseball, Softball, and Challenger divisions. Boys and girls between the ages of 4 and 12 are eligible to play baseball, and girls between the ages of 4 and 16 are eligible to play softball. The cost to register is $70 for the first child, $60 for the second child, and $50 for the third child. The Challenger division is free of charge. For additional information or to register, you can visit leagues.bluesombrero.com/HazletonLL. In-person registration sessions will also take place at the Hazleton Integration Project from 6 o'clock p.m. to 7:30 p.m. on February 14th, 21st, and 28th. The Nescopeck Volunteer Fire Company is hosting an all-you-can-eat chicken and waffles dinner on Saturday, February 22nd. The event will run from 4 o'clock p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at the Nescopeck Fire Company, located at 325 Warren Street in Nescopeck. Participants can opt to eat in or do takeout, and the meal includes homemade waffles, chicken and gravy, mashed potatoes, a vegetable, and dessert. The cost is $12.50 for adults and $6 for kids under the age of 10. For additional information or to purchase a ticket, you can call 570-752-5461. Coming up on Milton's News Choice, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Northumberland, Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Express Care. Walk in and you walk into the region's most trusted health network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I end up going to a dentist and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found this, the Brooks Night Guard. This was a game changer. It's smaller than other night guards that I tried, which is a good thing because it doesn't make me gag. It could fit on the top or the bottom of the teeth. It's lightweight and super comfortable. Now the Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to brooksnightguard.com and order yours today. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Go to brooksnightguard.com and use the promo code to activate your special TV offer. That's brooksnightguard.com. Order today and take advantage of this special TV offer. Your teeth will thank you for it in the morning.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. A Path Through History is sponsored by the Old Jail Museum, 128 West Broad Street in Jim Thorpe. Call 570-325-5259 or visit them online at theoldjailmuseum.com.
In 1925 would see the opening of the Priestley Forsyth Memorial Library in Northumberland. Originally built as a hotel in 1820, the building was purchased by Dr. Joseph Priestley, great-grandson of the famous chemist, in 1880. He would use it as his personal residence as well as his doctor's office. The building remains in use as a library today and is a crown jewel in the Northumberland Historic District downtown. Upon the outbreak of World War II, several Northumberland residents would end up making a notable mark on the conflict. One of these was Wyln Ent, who was born in Northumberland in 1900. Originally serving as an infantryman in World War I, Ent would graduate from West Point's Army Air Service in 1924. On May 28, 1930, Ent would find himself in a tough spot when he was serving as co-pilot of a balloon that launched from Pittsburgh's Bettis Field in the National Balloon Race. The balloon was struck by lightning over Youngstown, Ohio, and quickly caught on fire. Instead of jumping to safety, Ent chose to try and land the balloon and save the pilot, who unfortunately had been killed in the strike. He did bring the balloon down safely and would be awarded the Distinguished Service Cross for his heroism. Ent would later be stationed in Lima, Peru from 1938 to 1942, where we would observe that country's border war with Ecuador at that time. By 1943, Ent would be named Commanding Officer of the 9th Air Force's 9th Bomber Command. In this capacity, he would lead Operation Tidal Wave, the bombing of the oil fields near Ploesti, Romania that had been a major source of fuel for the Nazi war machine. Despite his crew's best efforts, the raid largely failed and would become the costliest Allied air raid of the entire war. This did not damage General Ent's career, however, as he would then be named Commanding Officer of the 2nd Air Force at Colorado Springs. In September 1944, while serving there, they would be given the name of 3 possible men to train a crew to drop atomic bombs from a B-29 Superfortress by General Hap Arnold. Without hesitation, General Ent told his superior, "Paul Tibbets is the man to do it." And Tibbets would be given the role of lead pilot for the atomic program soon afterwards. Not long after making the decision, Ent was seriously injured in a plane crash at Fort Worth Army Airfield that left him paralyzed from the waist down. He retired from the service due to this disability in 1946 and studied for a career in law outside the military. His injuries from the crash proved too much for him, though, and he passed away from them on March 5, 1948. Wyln Ent would be cremated after his death, and its ashes were returned home to Northumberland, where they would be scattered over Riverview Cemetery. In the meantime, however, Paul Tibbets had continued his training to drop the atomic bomb in Japan. He knew he needed a good navigator for the assignment, and he had one person in mind. Theodore Van Kirk, born in Northumberland in 1921, was well familiar with Tibbets, having flown with him before. Tibbets had indeed saved Van Kirk's life in the air a few occasions. Dutch Van Kirk, as he was known, had applied to the Army Air Corps Aviation Cadet Program in October 1941 and graduated 6 months later. Van Kirk flew nearly 60 missions over Germany and Italy during the war as part of the 97th Bomb Group, usually as part of the initial wave of bombers in an attack. By late 1944, he had been brought back stateside as a navigation instructor at Wendover Field in Utah. It was then that Tibbets approached him and told him, "We're going to do something that I can't tell you about right now, but if it works, it will end or significantly shorten the war." For the next 8 months, Van Kirk trained for the atomic bombing mission, relentlessly studying maps of Japan, which he had previously never flown over before. And so it was that he, Tibbets, and 10 other crewmen took off from Tinian Island and the Mariana Islands aboard the Enola Gay, named for Tibbets' mother, on August 6, 1945, with the uranium-bombed Little Boy in place in the bomb bay. From his seat directly behind Tibbets in the plane, Van Kirk charted the Enola Gay's path toward Hiroshima with a sextant trained in the stars and his maps. His navigation would prove efficient, as the plane was a mere 15 seconds behind schedule when, at 9:15 local time, Bombardier Tom Farabee released Little Boy out of the plane toward Hiroshima. It exploded 43 seconds later, all but destroying the city. Years later, when asked in interviews, Van Kirk said that if he had the choice to do it again, he would indeed drop the atomic bomb again to end the war quicker and save lives. 3 days after the Enola Gay's flight, the plutonium bomb Fat Man was dropped on Nagasaki, causing similarly horrific damage and pushing the Japanese government to surrender. For his efforts in the war, Van Kirk will be awarded numerous medals, including the Silver Star and the Distinguished Flying Cross. After the conflict, he participated in nuclear testing on Bikini Atoll, and then in civilian life spent 35 years working for DuPont. Theodore Dutch Van Kirk died in 2014, the last surviving crew member of the Enola Gay. Like Wyln Ent, he was returned home to Northumberland after his passing and rests today in Riverview Cemetery. After the war, Northumberland would be caught up in the drive-in craze sweeping the country at the time. What was originally called the Arrow Drive-In opened on Route 11 near Northumberland on June 25, 1952, with John Wayne's The Flying Leathernecks. Originally owned by Harold Bell, a capacity for 400 cars. In 1957, it would be renamed to the Point Drive-In. Capacity would be expanded to 600 cars in the 1960s. In 1972, the drive-in switched to primarily X-rated fare, a booking policy that lasted through 1987, when it went back to family-friendly films. FM stereo was also added to the drive-in at this time and was expanded from 1 screen to 3. One of the screens was destroyed by a tornado in August 2020, leaving a double screen capacity. It was announced in May 2022 the Point Drive-In would close at the end of the season to be converted to a solar farm. That deal, however, fell through, and the drive-in opened for business for the 2023 season. Today, the Point Drive-In is one of 29 drive-ins still operating in Pennsylvania. For many years, the Northumberland High School Pine Knotters had a strong rivalry with their neighbors, the Sunbury High School Owls. This would change beginning in 1963 with the passage of the School Consolidation Act, which aimed to merge many of the then over 2,000 school districts in Pennsylvania to cut down costs. Northumberland High School and Sunbury High School would be caught up in the merger mania that followed over the next few years, as the number of high schools in the state was reduced from roughly over 500 school districts in service today. The two districts would be merged together in 1966 into the Shikellamy School District, which today serves both communities. The Pine Knotter name, which relates to how a pine tree branch forms a tight knot as it goes into the tree, and thus denotes a strong person, still lives on today in Northumberland, however. The town had a large bicentennial celebration in 1972, and so many people attended that it was decided to keep the festival going in the years that followed. Thus, beginning in 1973, and continuing every year since apart from a pandemic-induced break in 2020, Pine Knotter Days has been a major summer festival in the community. Street vendors, games, musical acts, and art exhibits are just some of the events that traditionally highlight Pine Knotter Days. It also takes pride in naming a Pine Knotter of the Year and a Junior Pine Knotter of the Year during the festivities, which in today's more fragmented times has proven to be a way to still bring the community together as one.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, John D'Angelo's story is beautiful. 82, a lot of degeneration, not getting any better. He was so happy that Gentle Chiropractic helped him and Medicare paid for it. Tune in for a great show.
You're watching WYLN TV